My dad used to slag about it because he'd be like, go up and take the quilt off the bed and put it on the table, someone posh is coming. And Nanny Baskets is my nanny because her surname is Trevaskis. And when we were little, we couldn't say Trevaskis, so we used to call her Nanny Basket. And then it sort of carried on because my mum was obviously Nanny Trevaskis. We were quite formal in the naming of our grandparents. And my children call my mum Nanny Basket. So Nanny Basket, it carried on in the generation. So Nanny Basket was a very affectionate name for my nanny Bridie. My mum was a dress designer for Arnott's. They had in-house designers back in the day, and then when she got married, she started her own business from home. Yeah, she was pretty good at what she did. She taught all of us. You had to work. That was it. Mum's enterprise was everybody's enterprise. The dining room was converted into a sewing room, and she had people come in who were sewing for her and stuff like that. And as soon as you came in from school, if you could press the pedal, you were on a machine yourself. Or else you were tidying up the scraps, so you were doing something, and if you didn't like that, you could go into where our nanny was, and she had nanny live with us for a while, and nanny would always be crocheting, and she's the one who taught me how to crochet. My nan made this, other people in the family made it, loads of people made it, so this, the story I've been told, now, I don't know how true this is, alright, but I'm just going to tell you the story I've been told about it is, I know, I've researched more into the history of Irish lace, and I know that in matriarchal families, that people who made lace survived the famine because they were exporting it to, the Macy's and posh shops and all the rest for women to have their cuffs and their collars, and that's how these families survived and didn't have to emigrate. And my nanny knew how to make this. The story I'm told is that everybody did a bit of work on the cloth. I remember doing a bit on it too, it would have been these tiny little bits, these are called pericots, and basically you do 3 chains and then you go in and you get this little point in on your thread. Now it's a very fine thread, it's a really fine, it's so fine, and there's little tiny steel needles. I don't have one of the needles with me today, I should have brought them, because I do this myself still. It's actually my job. I teach crochet, I live for crochet, literally, and I still, when I'm making a design of my own, if I'm making scarves or anything, I will incorporate a bit of Irish lace into it, because I like to stay grounded in that, because a crochet for me is very grounding. My nan would have been, say, doing the borders, so the outside is called the borders. So I remember my mom doing a bit on it, and I did a bit on it, my sister would have been taught to crochet on it, everybody would have been taught something on it. So there's a hand, everybody's hand is in it, if you know what I mean. So it's not really mine. I don't think it can be anybody's, because it's everybody's. I always had more interest in crochet. I think it was because my mum didn't get her head around crochet, so it was having one up on the poor woman. I can do something you can't. She could do a granny square, but she didn't know how to crochet in a straight line, or crochet has evolved a lot over the years. So I think everybody knows how to make a granny square, but nowadays you make jumpers and all the rest without a granny square or been anywhere near it. My kids, myself, I think called Pulse-Jaeger syndrome. So we have this very unique gene that grows tumours very nicely. When they're in our Dearman, they're not too dangerous. They're just cause blockages and major bleeds and stuff like that. Nothing And then the rest of the time is 98.7% chance that it's cancer every time we grow them, and we can grow them anywhere. So to see that, you could see that string, and it's I just snip that out and then crochet it back together, they would be fixed. Do you know what I mean? And even my mom sort of had that in her head when she was dying, because she donated her body to science to try and find a cure for, because she was dying from it as well. And it was and it's just that string, that's our string that has that, and it just has holes in it like this, hasn't it?